Hello everyone, I'm Mamamino Kamo. It's nice to meet you. Today I will show you a nearly foolproof method to run Windows applications on Linux. The reason I decided to try this was because of something that happened in 2024. VMware Workstation Pro, which usually cost several $100s, became free. I have already implemented these settings on some of my computers, but I thought I would make a proper video about it. Now, let's get started.
This is my first time joining, but I'm ready to learn together today. Nice to meet you all.
I'm back here to learn more. Please let me join you today. Looking forward to working together.
Oh, hello Miss Jero and Mr. Ogaki. Let's study together. To get straight to the point, if you install VMware on Linux, you can definitely run Windows applications. In this video, I'm currently downloading VMware Workstation Pro for Linux from the Broadcom page. When downloading software and drivers from Broadcom, you must register for an account. While this unique process was confusing at first, you can definitely figure it out, so I encourage everyone to look into it. Now, while it's obvious that Windows applications will run, what I really want to show you is the performance.
Ha! Is it really that complicated? Can't we just Google it and figure it out?
Yes, the main thing is to register for an account, and once you see the page shown in the video, you can handle the rest. By the way, I found some relevant information about this on my official blog. It's a recently published article that I used as a reference.
Garo, this looks like such a hassle. I'm not very good at searching for things.
Don't worry. Anyone who's watching this video can do it. Now, let's switch to the Ubuntu Desktop screen. The downloaded file has a .bundle extension, and we need to give it execution permissions. The bundle file is created in shell script format and contains compressed installer data inside. Everything is ready now. Let's run the program.
Home? The terminal closed right away. Is that okay? Is it running in the background?
Just because the terminal appeared and closed quickly doesn't necessarily mean it's processing in the background. Why don't we try opening the terminal and entering the command directly?
I understand. That would be better since we can check the installation progress and any error messages. Now, let's open the terminal and enter the command to install VMware.
Oh, you did it. The installation seems to be going well.
Yes, by executing the file directly, it appears to automatically extract and install. And if there are no error messages until the end, that means it's successful. We definitely would not want to run into any errors at this point. Great, it worked successfully. In Ubuntu 24.04, the application menu is located in the bottom left, and you can use it in a way that's similar to the Windows Start menu.
Oh look, the icon has been properly added. Congratulations.
Thank you. Let's move forward quickly and actually install Windows using VMware. Regarding the installation method, we will look at two options: using an existing VMware virtual image or performing a fresh installation. Let's start with the first option. Please take a look at this. These files are simply virtual images created in the Windows version of VMware that I copied to this Ubuntu PC. You can import them just by opening these files. I use this feature frequently because it's so convenient.
I see, so even though the operating systems are different, VMware virtual images are compatible with each other.
Since the guest OS in a virtual machine is isolated from the host OS by VMware's virtualization layer, the guest OS runs in the same environment regardless of the host OS. In other words, a guest OS running on VMware can be migrated anywhere. And now, it is the most important point I want to emphasize. Let's say we have two machines with exactly the same specifications. I have done this many times before installing VMware on Windows and running Windows or Linux as guest operating systems. And in this video, we're installing VMware on Ubuntu Desktop and running Windows or Linux as guest operating systems. Now, let me tell you what I discovered through actual testing. With identical machine specifications, I found that the latter approach has an advantage. That's because the guest OS runs remarkably smoother.
That's an observation focused on speed. However, aren't most commercial and business applications optimized for Windows? I mean, assuming they're not designed with virtual machines in mind.
True, if you're planning to play modern graphics-intensive games, the first option would be better. Since both choices have their own advantages, it ultimately depends on what kind of work you'll mainly be doing. Since most users are familiar with Windows, they'll need to start by learning Linux.
You are right. Everyone has different purposes. Well, the best solution would be to have two or more computers. This is my personal perspective. In many AI generation-related YouTube videos, we often see examples using Python virtual environments, or WCell on Windows, but I don't think this necessarily represents the most optimal performance approach. While I understand they are being considerate of the large Windows user base, I believe using Linux as the host OS and running Windows in a virtual machine only when needed offers significant advantages in terms of overall system comfort and efficiency.
For generative AI tasks that heavily use GPU, I think a Linux host is generally more suitable.
Yes, the migration has completed while we were talking. Next, we will do a fresh Windows installation. The process is not particularly difficult. You can install it with almost the same approach as the Windows version. In the video, I have already downloaded the Windows 11 ISO image, so we will be using that. Just proceed to the steps, adjusting the memory size and disk capacity according to your preferences.
With Windows 11, I believe there were some installation restrictions, but did it go smoothly?
Ah, you mean that issue? You're referring to TPM 2.0, right? As you might have just glimpsed, it automatically bypasses that for us.
I see. The tool automatically bypasses the TPM 2.0 check for us, and it says present there.
It seems VMware Workstation has built-in virtual TPM support to meet Windows 11's TPM 2.0 requirement. I installed VMware on Ubuntu Desktop because I wanted to prioritize speed. However, using the GPU in the guest OS requires a bit of tweaking. As you can see, it runs smoothly without any issues.
Ah, I see. So that's why for GPU-dependent generative AI tasks that need GPU power, you use the host OS directly.
Since I have office work at my company, and believe it or not, I play fighting games, I'll need to stick with Windows directly.
Thank you all for your input. My biggest challenge with this setup is when creating YouTube videos. Since it requires GPU's power, I have to admit, in those cases, I'm almost tempted to just use Windows directly. As you can see, even my bread and butter work runs smoothly. So today, I have shown you how to run Windows applications on Linux. Well everyone, let's meet again. Goodbye.